Hello friends, welcome to our channel Study Days. Today we will study Biology first lesson Living World. The topics that we will cover includes what is living and their characteristics, what is diversity, basic definitions, taxonomy, nomenclature, rules of nomenclature, hierarchy, key, and the tools for study of taxonomy. That includes herbarium, botanical garden, and many more. So what is living? The objects exhibiting growth, development, responsiveness, and other characteristics of life are designated as living beings. What are the characteristics of living being? Number 1. Cellular structure. Each living being is a complex entity formed of one or more cells. These cells are made of protoplasm, otherwise known as living matter. 2. Organization. The living beings consist of several components and subcomponents which cooperate with one another for the well-being of the whole organism. 3. Energy. Living beings constantly require energy not only to perform various activities of the body but also to overcome entropy. 4. Homeostasis. It is the phenomena for which changes in environment do not have much impact on the internal environment, as the living beings have a self-regulated system to adjust and maintain the internal system. 5. Metabolism. The sum total of all chemical reactions occurring in an organism due to specific interactions among different types of molecules within the cell. 6. Growth. It is an irreversible increase in mass of an individual. A multicellular organism increases its mass by cell division. 7. Consciousness. It is the awareness of the surroundings and responding to external stimuli. The external stimuli can be physical, chemical, or biological. 8. Healing and repair. Living beings repair their broken and injured parts. 9. Movement. Living beings can move their body parts. Some can move from one place to another by locomotion. Disposal of waste. Waste generated by living beings are regularly excreted. 11. Adaptations. It is the useful inheritable variations in form, function, and behavior which help an organism to adjust well and successfully in its environment. 12. Reproduction. It is the formation of new individuals of similar kind, not essentially for survival of the individual, but for perpetuation of a population. Lastly, lifespan and death. Every living organism has a definite lifespan of birth, growth, maturity, senescence, and death. The stoppage of various life activities by an organism accompanied by increase in entropy is called death. Now, what is diversity? Diversity in the living world or biodiversity is the occurrence of variety of life forms differing in morphology, size, color, anatomy, habitats, and habits. Each different kind of plant, animal, or organism represent a species. There are about 1.7 to 1.8 million of organisms known till now, among which 1.25 million are animal, 0.5 million are plants, and it is estimated that about 5 to 30 million species are still not known. Let's learn some basic definitions. Systematics. It is defined as the branch of biology that deals with the diversity of organisms at every level of classification. It was defined in the year 1961 by Simpson. Classification. It is the arrangement of organisms into convenient categories or groups on the basis of their similarities and differences in certain easily observable but fundamental characters. Identification. It is finding of correct name and place of an organism in a system of classification. It is based on keys. What are keys? We will see in a few minutes. Let's talk about taxonomy. Taxonomy is defined as the branch of science which deals with the identification, nomenclature, that is the naming, and classification of plants and animals. Carolus Linnaeus is known as the father of taxonomy. Importance of taxonomy includes it deals with description, relationship, identification, naming of plants, mainly on the basis of similarities or evolutionary relationships. It also helps in understanding the evolutionary process and pathway. Now, what is nomenclature? The nomenclature word came from two Latin words, nomen meaning name and calera meaning to call. Therefore, nomenclature is actually the way we need to call any organism. The term nomenclature means the determination of correct scientific name to an identified plant or animal according to an established system. It is a system of assigning names of organisms. The nomenclature has two parts and thus it is known as binomial nomenclature. It was introduced by Carolus Linnaeus in Species Plantarum in 1753. Two-name system is another name of nomenclature. The first name represents the generic name and the second name represents specific name. Let's talk about some examples. Mango, that is the market name we usually use, but the scientific name is Mangifera indica. Mangifera is the generic name, that is representing the genus of mango. Indica is the specific name, which is indicating the species of mango. Wheat, it is Triticum aestivum. China rose, Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Human, Homo sapiens. Here Homo is the generic name, sapiens is the specific name. Pigeon, Columba livia. Frog, Rana tigrina. Let's know the rules of nomenclature. It has two separate words in Latin. First word is generic name and second word is specific epithet. It is always printed in italics and underlined separately when handwritten. The genus name starts with capital letter and specific name with small letter. Author's name, abbreviated form and printed in Roman after the specific name. Each taxonomic group has only one correct name. Generic name is singular in number and is noun. Specific epithet is usually adjective and descriptive. Names given prior publication are not acceptable. Suffix "idia" for family and suffix "inia" for subfamily to be used in cases of animals. Moving on to hierarchy. It is a systematic framework of classification formed by arrangement of taxonomic groups in a definite order starting from higher category to lower category. So we can see here the classification hierarchy from kingdom to species. Kingdom, division or phylum, class, order, family, genus and species. Genus and species contribute in the formation of the scientific name, which is the process of taxonomy. Each of these levels of hierarchy are known as unit. Now the kingdom. It is the highest category including all organisms which share marked common characters. Division and phylum. The word division is used for plants, phylum is used for animals. It formed of one or more classes. Class. It considers the organisms of related order. Order. It constitutes the groups of families showing resemblances in only few characters. Family. It represents a group of genera showing more similarity to each other. Genus. It includes closely related species with correlated characters. Species. It is the group of individuals exhibiting similar morphological character which breed to produce their own kind. Let's talk about two different hierarchy of two different organisms, mango and wheat. Now mango, the scientific name is Mangifera indica. It belongs to the plant kingdom with a division of angiospermy. Angiospermy represents flowering plants. Class is dicotyledonous. Dicotyledonous means the embryonic leaf has two cotyledons. Order is Sapindes, which represents the citrus fruits. Family is Anacardiaceae, which includes the drupe fruits. Drupe fruits are fleshy fruits having a seed inside. Genus is Mangifera. Species is Indica. Similarly for wheat, it also belongs to the plant kingdom with the scientific name of Triticum aestivum. The division is Angiospermy. Class is Monocotyledons, where the embryonic leaf has one cotyledon. Order is Poalis. Poalis means the grass type of plants. Family Poaceae, including the Gramineaceae type. Genus is Triticum. Species is Aestivum. Let's talk about key. It is a systematic tabulation of diagnostic characters of organism with a sequence of class at each level in dichotomous couplets, facilitating rapid identification for classification. That means key is a method of identifying the character of any organism such that we can place the organism in the correct classified portion with the correct scientific name and a hierarchy with it. Key are of two types: indented key or yoked key, bracketed key or parallel key. Indented key and yoked key states the user has to make correct choice for identification of characters of species from choices between two or more statements. All possibilities derived from first lead are tackled before the second lead is stated. For bracketed or parallel key, the two leads of each couplet remain together in consecutive lines on the page. All leads are of the same line length. Let's talk about the final portion, that is the tools for study of taxonomy. Let's talk about herbaria. It is a place where dried and pressed plant specimens mounted on sheets are kept systematically according to widely accepted system of classification. Importance includes it provides information about local flora and fauna, helps in correct and authentic identification of unknown plants, provides information about ecology of different places, helps in identifying wild variety of economically important plants, and also it depicts the morphological variations found in species. It also serves quick referral system for taxonomic studies. Next is zoological parks. It is a park or garden or other area in which various living animals are kept for exhibition and study. They are meant for breeding of rare fauna, and animals are kept under more natural conditions. National parks. It is an area which is strictly reserved for the welfare of the wildlife, and activities like tree cutting, animal raising and cultivation are strictly prohibited. They are set up for preserving flora, fauna, landscape and historic objects of an area. Sanctuaries. It is an area reserved for conservation of wild animals only, and operations such as harvesting of timber, collection of fodder and minor forest products, grazing of animals and private ownership allowed. Biosphere Reserve. It is a specified area in which multiple use of the land is permitted by dividing it into zones, each for a particular activity. It is divided into three zones: core zone, buffer zone, manipulation zone. What is core zone? Core zone is that where no human activity is allowed in this zone. For buffer zone, limited human activity is permitted. In the manipulation zone, several human activities can occur. Museums. It is an institution where an artistic and educational material are exhibited to the public. The materials available for observation and study are called collection. Functions of museum include acquisition of materials, recording of materials, preservation of material, research, exhibition of material, and education. Last is the botanical gardens. There are sufficiently large-sized tracts where plants of different types and areas are grown for scientific and educational purposes. The important functions include growing important plants of local flora, keeping record of local flora, providing living plant material for systematic work, supplying seeds and material for different aspects of botanical research, growing and maintaining rare and endangered plants. Here we are finishing our first lesson, the living beings. Some important MCQs has been already discussed in one of our videos. The link is given in our description. So please go through that also. Please give us relevant feedback so that we can improve more. And if you like our video, do please subscribe and like and also share the videos of study guides. Thanks for watching.